if I took off on a 45-day adventure across the country. I didn't have a planned route. I didn't know the communities I was biking through. I didn't know if there was a campground. I didn't know if the hotels would be available. I didn't know when the next restaurant was. And the longest bike ride I had done before this was 60 miles. I underestimated 100% being on a bike for 8 hours a day by yourself pedaling. You're gonna reach the lowest you've ever reached, and what are you gonna do in that moment? A huge weight quickly came on my shoulders of like, oh boy, this is a bigger adventure than you thought it was. I just landed in California, waiting for Jack to pick me up. I bought a one-way ticket and I had a bicycle to take me home. And I got off that plane, I was so nervous because it was the first time I've ever been on the West Coast. And I was like, I hope we can do this. All I knew was my 2 little girls and my wife were on the East Coast, and I needed to head in that direction. And it was hard leaving the family, but they wrote me a lovely letter in my journal, and I wrote something nice in my journal, or wrote them letters, and just I think everyone's on the same page that this journey is in the name of growth, and just kind of starting a new chapter for my family, and I can't wait to make it home to them and see what sort of opportunities and challenges this adventure brings.
We have arrived to California. Got all my gear unpacked from that box, put in the bags. All these bags ready to go, and now we just gotta assemble the bike.
She's all put together and out of the box. From North Carolina to LA. Thanks to Mr. Melanson here. Going to bike over the Santa Monica Pier, 12 miles there, 12 miles back. We're gonna see how she rides. What do you think, Jack? Hollywood. West Hollywood. And there's the Hollywood Hills, baby. Just starting out, I was like, my bike's too heavy. I already knew it, because it had full food, full water. I'm feeling every bump. I'm getting the feel for what's rattling, what feels sloppy. Okay, I gotta tighten that up. I was also just excited because everywhere you look is a legit bike lane. Like right here, I'm actually cycling with other cyclists. And then the Santa Monica Pier comes up, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to see the first ocean of 3 for the trip. And I'm like, I just wanted to dunk that front tire in and send my girls a photo of it. So everyone's staring at this guy just riding with 80 pounds of gear on their bike. So I got a little kid, no helmets, looking at me like, what is this guy doing? And being a guy from Maine, I never really seen this setup, never mind in a legendary town that is known for surfing and skating, and this pier is just so famous. And here I am just kind of trying to find my way there with a huge bike. I'm just vibing right here. You can hear it in my voice.
Let's go, baby. Like 12 miles to get to the start point. Only 3,000 more miles to go. I got goosebumps right now.
I'm surrounded by people with their families, and they're laughing and they're appreciating the ocean, and I'm just sitting here thinking, wow, I'm completely by myself. Like, should I have done this journey with someone? Should I have shared these memories? Other tourists, they have huge groups, they have these huge starting line parties. Here, it was me and my bike and a bunch of strangers, and that feeling of, am I doing the right thing? Was I a little overconfident with this project? Am I crazy, or is this actually gonna blossom into a really cool project that I'll be passionate about someday?
Hi, excuse me. Would you mind taking a photo of me? Yeah, no. Thank you. The starting line for biking across America today, so here we go.
You could tell I just had to, word vomit. I'm biking across America to the first person I talked to, similar to a vegan sharing they don't eat meat, right? Like I just had to get in there. And when I said that, it reinforced this mission that I had, right? Like this is what I'm here for, whether I'm scared, nervous, miss my family. I had my wife and my 2 daughters in my ear and they're asking me questions. They're like, what is it? I'm just literally, I got goosebumps right now, remember the moment. I've never been out west. It's the first time I've ever seen this view. All my gear's brand new. My longest bike ride of my life at this point was only 60 miles, when I was a Boy Scout getting my cycling badge. So here I am about to, set out for a 2,500 mile journey. It just was setting in. I had my first wipeout within the first mile of the trip leaving the ocean, and so this was right after that. I just wanted to get on the bike and just hammer down, but I just kept getting red light after red light. I just wiped out and I'm like, is this how the whole trip is gonna go? This was a moment of like, whoa, I'm biking through Beverly Hills. Like, this is neat. All these towns you've always heard of. Seeing it from a bird's eye view was like, oh, we're really doing it.
Hanging out, Hollywood Hills with Mendez.
What's up?
To the Hollywood Hills. Started there yesterday, biked from the ocean, staying there tonight, traveling through the city tomorrow, and out that way towards Tempe, Arizona. Mendez is a nut. How far down?
Super slippery.
Oh my God, you just hopped right up there. Mendez.
He's still crushing inspired races, man.
There's the ocean. Here's, what I biked that day, right, to Hollywood, and then seeing how far away the city was, knowing the goal was to go like 40 miles past, and then being with, Mendez, one of my best friends from the military. I took that day off and he really helped clear my head and kind of geared me up, like, talking nutrition and just kind of clearing my head and like recharging the batteries before we hit the road. That was a pretty big moment of the trip.
Take two. Hey, thank you, Jack, for the stay and your awesome pad here.
Yeah, be safe.
All right. Love you, brother. Take it easy. It's go time. Keep ripping it up.
Thanks for coming.
Watch it right here. Ready? All right, you the man. Thank you. Woo-hoo!
This was, in my head, the real moment. Like, although we went and we put our, tires in the water, now we're setting out to hit the desert. We're heading to the mountains. I did not lay out my route. When I started this day, I didn't know where I was sleeping. I didn't know if I was gonna go 100 miles. I didn't know if I was gonna go 40 miles. I had no idea what was ahead.
Stars.
Rain glasses and grain that I bought in a city from another city that I cannot name.
So this right here was right after I stopped at a post office and I mailed home 8 pounds of equipment.
Yeah, baby.
Exit in Hollywood.
So the start of the second day was already obvious that we didn't need a massage stick, we didn't need a laptop, and we needed to get rid of some excess clothes and loosen the load.
Just finished the first big hill, baby. Oh yeah, we're getting after it today. Gonna hit that first 80 to 100.
I just spent 4 months dedicated to planning this. How am I gonna get my bike to California? What needs to be on my bike? What equipment do I need? How am I gonna eat? How am I gonna stay hydrated? All of these things going through my head for 4 months. And now it's day 2 and I'm just appreciating. You can just hear it in my voice.
Getting out of the city, I think.
When I started this trip, 60 miles is my longest route. I was really excited to be able to say I did 100 miles.
Made it to Pasadena, baby. These views are incredible. Over here we have just massive mountains. I hope I get a shot here. Let's see right here maybe. Oh yeah. Hopefully we ain't crossing that range, eh? Can't take the smile off my face today. God bless America. 21 miles per hour, flat land, no headwinds. Yeah. Trip of a lifetime.
When I talk like a liar, when I sold all my dreams, when I stand tall like a monument, that's when you know that I'll never wash clean. Stop waiting for the whisper. Some wait for God.
My goal was to try to consume food every 45 minutes to an hour. So my metabolism is going all day. You know, I don't find out I'm dehydrated when it's too late. I'm not malnourished when it's too late.
First big hill. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. First break of the day. About 50 miles in, I think. And those mountains we're looking at, we're getting towards the top of them. Just haven't had a Cliff Bar and a breakfast sandwich this morning, but thinking it's time for some peanuts and probably another 10, 20 miles. I'll stop at a restaurant, get some real grub, and then finish the last 40 miles strong. So we do have one problem with the bike. When I was assembling it, this screw kind of stripped a little bit. And there we go, first one. Gonna, I don't know, just hope no more pops out, because if I ain't got that, this can change the whole trip.
There was a lot of mixed emotions in that one video. What's gonna happen when I have my first issue? Yes, I was intimidated. Am I really gonna be able to bike to those mountains and through LA? It was a pretty big moment. So I found some plastic, I wrapped it around the screw, I found some little glue, I put that on it, and we were able to create enough space. We put the screw in, and then I had some duct tape, wrapped the duct tape so that the screw, if it was stripped, it couldn't back out. So at least it was load bearing. We made our first fix, and that was a confidence booster. Yes, I was tired, but I fixed my first obstacle, and it was like, okay, we had our first issue, and we handled it.
Nice. Hit a little bit of a mental block there. Just was supposed to be scheduled to hit my 80 miles in like an hour. I don't know if the GPS changed route, or I'm at 50 miles in right now, and I think I've been biking all day.
This is when I started to learn that having a predetermined route and plan really helps your mindset. Once the moment of the unknown and you realize like, I thought I'd be at camp right now at 80-mile mark and I'm only at 50-mile mark and I'm in the California sun all day, and you can start going to a low place. There's no one around besides chain link fence and homes in an unknown area. So you're like, it's not like I can post up camp right there. The only option is to keep pedaling forward, and hopefully in a few hours we'll be able to find a place to lay our head and recharge everything and clean our gear and set for tomorrow.
When you finish your day and bike up to the only motel under $100 in a sketchy area.
This was the first night of discovering my evening routine. Journaling, keeping my stats, talking to my family. Paul Stutman, Biking Across America, author, wrote a great book. He always said when you're on an adventure like this, you need to have a morning routine and evening routine, because then it gives a sense of home. Wherever you are, once you get to camp, you have the same process. So this is the first night on the road in the first, let's say, sketchy hotel. I thought that was bad. This hotel was actually pretty all right. But right now I'm focusing on, okay, by the time I got done biking, from the time I left biking, the goal was to try to drink a gallon of water. The goal was to look over the bike, tighten up stuff, put air, check tubes, check my body, right? Do I have sores? Do my laundry. Every night we did laundry. And in the next day or two, I will be routing. I eventually figure out that it's very important for me to know where my next 3 nights of staying were.
All right, day 3. Stayed in a real sketchy town last night. Needed to grab a motel before dark for safety, but that's what this trip's all about. Spreading positivity, being safe, and having fun, man. Let's go.
First dirt trail, 80-pound setup rattling. First gravel bike experience. I'm used to mountain bikes or I'm used to road bikes. Here we got a gravel bike with my apartment on wheels, and it's rattling and I don't know what to expect. I'm just picturing a snake jumping out right here. I'm picturing, lizards.
Riding dirt today, I guess.
Oh, this is smoother. Over this road.
All right, look at this place. Wow. Incredible.
Looking back at it, this turned out to be one of the nicest trails on the whole ride, but when I was there, I was not supposed to be riding dirt. I didn't start at the formal Southern Tier starting line, so I had to create my own route to get to Tempe. And I got 25,000 feet of elevation coming up in Texas. I got 10,000 feet just to get to Arizona. And I'm just thinking, what obstacles are gonna come between now on this dirt road and there?
Haven't eaten breakfast yet today, though. Definitely got to get some grub in me. I guess I had a bar and some peanuts. This is not where you'd want to pop a flat, bro. Ooh, you hear things scurrying in the bushes, you know, you just keep on pedaling, baby. Hello. It's quite the trail.
Yeah, is this as far as it goes?
I hope so. I'm going to St. Augustine, Florida, and wasn't expecting a dirt trail today, but
You're touring.
yeah, going
Really?
from Santa Monica to St. Augustine. So
Wonderful.
yeah, off to a great start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you been out?
This is my third day.
Third
So,
day.
Yeah, so yesterday I
Still got
went.
a big smile on his face. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I
What are you
just.
driving on that thing?
Thi-
What do you got?
This is a felt brome, so it's a gravel bike.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a good call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's perfect for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but well, good. Well, I wish you guys a great day of riding.
Enjoy
All right,
yourself.
take care. Thank you.
So every time I had the opportunity to talk to someone, I really got excited because it was a lonely trip. There's a lot of fears, a lot of unknowns. So I talked to so many friends in my earpiece. I had, just be riding, talking to my wife, my dad, my sister. And so when I had an opportunity to meet, a kind gentleman like that, you're touring. I was like so excited to share with him because I could tell it was something he was interested in. And I mean, it just kept me going, having people drive by me honking, yeah, and asking how they can follow. It made me realize that the trip was bigger than myself. It was more than just riding a bike. It really inspired people. Like, we were giving sincere smiles to people across country.
Hello. How's it going? You got any cold drinks or individual oranges or anything?
Oh no,
No, just bolt,
yeah, only fruit.
just fruit like that. All right. All right. Well, thank you. I figured I'd stop and see if it was breakfast.
I was like, come on, man. Like, what? Like, only selling bulk. I was hoping he would be like, you could hear, you got, an orange. Like, I'm looking at all the trees across the street, a cold drink, anything at all. And he's just, nope. Keep on biking, buddy. Literally.
Nice headwind. It's the first time I'm dealing with a headwind like this. Been on this road for 9 miles. Nothing to look at. Whew.
We're looking straight at the mountains. We know we're trekking towards the divide. We've had a few little hills, and now we're learning about wind. And we learn that out of everything, the wind would affect the day more than anything. If it rained, didn't hold it up too much. If there was a lot of hills, definitely slowed the speed down, but drop a gear, have patience, you get through it. But wind can cause you to be pedaling down a 6-degree incline. Eventually, we'll find that my sister named my bike my Ride or Die. You either ride or you die. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sit in the desert and dry out in the sun? It's either ride or die, baby. Let's go.
Whole new part of America I haven't seen right here, boys. You. Wow, this is incredible. Views just keep getting better and better. I was nervous about biking on dirt, but this is going pretty good. And just as I spoke, it gets sandier and more secluded. And this is crazy. Hike a bike time.
Perfect example. We're gonna do 90 miles today, and then we end up only doing 55.68, and that was something that a lot of people struggled with. Kurt, what do you mean you don't have your route plan, you don't know where you're staying, you don't have your next hotels and your whole perfect trip mapped out. That's what everyone thinks, right? It's like, you don't understand. It's like you could have a 20-mile headwind, 3,000 feet of elevation, and then drop a flat tire. You might want to go 90 miles, right? But you only hit 55. And it's just such a metaphor for life. Is you can set as many goals as you want, create as many plans, but sometimes obstacles come and you got to deviate and adjust course. And if I dwelled on that, I could have gone in a really bad headspace at the end of this day and be upset with myself. Oh, I said 90 miles and I only hit 55. It's all right. Make it up the next day. Right now, those thoughts of quitting are starting to creep in right now. There was very minimum positivity on this day, for sure. This was a rough one. It was just layer after layer. Started to get really chapped lips, so I had to get lip balm that had, sunscreen. I needed to use sun sleeves, and by the end of the trip, all my black bags got sun faded. We're hitting a wall. On this road, just cars just flying by you, and I'm on my bars, and I remember it clear as day. There was a camper. It came within about 8 inches of my handlebars. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm talking this close, and I literally, as they're going by, I was like, ah! I literally screamed as loud as I could just to hold straight. I just locked up, ah! And it was like the closest a car, and he must have been doing 65 plus, just like that semi. Right at the end of it, I literally got stopped by Border Patrol, and they said, hey, don't go out walking tonight, like get into your hotel and just lock up. There's gonna be some activity tonight. This is why this day was the biggest day that I thought about quitting. 4 days in, this was the day I thought I was gonna be quitting. And then I get to the hotel and I found out that I went 90 miles south when I should have gone 90 miles east. We didn't have service for the GPS. There was minimum stores. We were hitting a wall. This was when we were really considering quitting the trip.
Another super sketchy hotel, 30 miles from the border of Mexico, to where we slept on the sleeping bag, my sleeping bag. Killed a bunch of spiders. My tissue comes coming into boogers. Hitting a wall.
Maybe I'm not meant to bike America. Maybe I was supposed to start this journey and realize how good my life was back home. I had 2 beautiful, healthy daughters, an amazing wife, and maybe I'm wasting my time here, right? I'm talking to my family, and my at the time, she was about 7 years old, goes, Daddy, you can't quit. My friends at school don't believe me that my dad's biking America. In that moment, right then and there, I was like, there's no way I'm quitting. Like, that thought just left now. Like, that's not an option. Like, we are gonna wake up every single day and head east. We're just gonna keep biking east, whether we have 10 flats, 15 flats, it didn't matter. Like, we were focused on that point. I was not gonna let her down. It was like the first time I vocalized my projected finish line. I said, April 23rd, that's our day. That was this day. And I didn't think about quitting again. At that moment, I had my why. I had my big why, and we needed that for this next step.